Welcome back. You're catching part 2 of a comprehensive 72-hour kit or bug-out bag kit video series that I'm doing. In today's video we're going to cover proper clothing. Now as you can see right here, my clothing kit, this is a pretty bulky, big bit of gear. And the way I look at it is if I need this, most likely I'm probably not dressed appropriately. I don't know whether I have city clothes on or whatever that means, cotton clothes on. I'm going to ditch those and I'll be putting these, everything I'll have, half of this at least I'll be wearing on my back. So this will shrink up significantly. Alright, once again we'll dig into our bag here. And today's word is going to be on clothing. And I've got one word for you, and that's going to be synthetics. I used to live in Colorado, worked as a firefighter there, ski patroller, did a lot of mountaineering, climbed a lot of 14ers. Those of you in Colorado know what those are. Any peak over 14,000 feet, and there's a lot of them in Colorado. And we had a term for people that went up there unprepared, and we called them cottoneers. You could tell them right away. They were most likely tourists and came up there and often got themselves into serious trouble because they were wearing cotton and not synthetics. The problem with cotton is it takes too long to dry out and it will kill you. So when I talk about synthetics, everything we have in here is going to be something that's a synthetic. It's going to be very quick to dry and very practical. And colors are going to play into all of this, and let's start with the pants. So synthetic, of course. Not that this is what you need, but this is just what I'm using. It's just a green 511 tactical pant in full synthetic. What I like about this is that you can wear these without a belt because they have an elastic top. I'm always going to have a belt on me, but who knows? You know, if you find yourself in a situation like that, you might need to load your pockets up, and not having an elastic waistband and a belt and all these cargo pockets is going to be really nice, especially if you don't maybe have a proper holster or whatever. But maybe a BDU pant would be good. Just make sure that this doesn't have any cotton in it. It's full synthetic. If you have to take a swim or cross a river or get caught in a downpour, you can strip these things off, wrap up in your blanket, and over a fire dry these things very quickly. So this is a good option for pants. And as far as color goes, we want to be think gray and think drab. We do not want to stand out. We want to look like an average guy, maybe even below average guy. We want to look like a hitchhiker walking down the street that doesn't have anything of value to anyone. So I'm starting that whole process here with the green pants. Next we're going to have I've got a red shirt here. This is going to be kind of a base layer. This is what I'm going to wear against my skin, a little bit more form-fitting. And I've chosen this to be red because it may be that I want to signal something. It may be that I do want to draw attention to myself. I can use this, wave this thing as a flag, or I can wear this over the top and certainly draw attention to myself because of the color. Once again, synthetic. Shirts with pockets, shirts with high collars to keep that warmth in. You know, really practical stuff. Long sleeved, and something of brighter color I think is really a great idea. Wool is my favorite thing, and alpaca wool is better than anything else. This here is not alpaca, because I wear my alpaca sweaters I like to wear all the time, but this is a good heavy duty long sleeve wool sweater made by an excellent Pendleton company. This stuff is very expensive. So what Mrs. Wranglerstar and I do, oftentimes when we have a date night or something, it's fun for us. We go into the city and go around to all the thrift stores. And I'm always looking for anything that's Pendleton, that's 100% wool. I'm looking for stuff, obviously, from Filson, which I've never found yet. Woolrich makes really good quality stuff. But look for this heavy-duty 100% wool material, whether it be pants or sweaters, really snap those up. You can buy these things for just a couple dollars. You know, to buy this from Pendleton, it would probably be over $100, and I think I got this for $5 or $6. So wool is excellent because even if it's wet, it still retains I've heard lots of different numbers, 60, 70, 80% of its heat. And I can attest to that. I've worked out logging in the rain in wool when I didn't have a rain jacket, and you could just see the steam coming off, and I was nice and warm. So wool is excellent, and it's really durable and snag resistant, and it's quiet. Next thing is going to be you're going to want a good rain jacket. And I have used a lot of rain gear because I've worked outside in construction for so many years, and most of it's terrible. What I have found that is really good and light and a nice cut is the Costco Kirkland stuff. Seam taped seals, weatherproof. You see how the flaps flip over the zipper to keep water out, even over the stash pocket right here. This stuff is great. I've even used it for logging in, and I've not torn one up yet. And I find these things all the time at thrift stores. They make pants and they make the jackets and snap them up. They come with a hood that will Velcro onto the top if you like that. They've got nice zipper pockets on the side, and I just love the cut of it. It's free. You get a good range of motion even when you're wearing clothing underneath of it, and the price and the quality I think is excellent. I think it's a good value even if you pay retail at Costco for it, but keep your eyes open for these when you're at the thrift store. I've yet to go to a thrift store where I didn't come across one of these. And here again we're going with our theme of gray, subdued. We don't want to stand out. Very nondescript. Another thing that's critically important is a hefty trash bag. As I said in the previous video, we have a lot of rivers. There is no question that I probably have to cross a river, and if we're talking about a natural disaster, earthquake, it comes to mind, is probably the most realistic obstacle that I'll have to deal with. I'm going to have to get across the river, and I don't know if the bridges will be up or not. So a big heavy-duty yard bag, and there's several reasons for this. In the summertime, if the water's warm, I can use this. I can blow it up using the duct tape in my kit, kind of make an air bladder, put it inside my rain jacket or whatever, and have a semi-flotation device that I can help me get across the river. The other thing is in the wintertime, if I need to cross and I want to keep my clothing dry, I can secure all of them inside of this, tape it up, put it on the top of my pack, and swim across, and then when I get to the other side, have nice, warm, dry clothing to put on. So this is so many reasons you can use it. You can even crawl up inside of it and use it as a make impromptu sleeping bag to fight off exposure. Gloves are imperative. It's hard to beat the Army style, just the 100% wool gloves you get at the Army surplus store. They're cheap and very effective. A good fleece or a wool cap, something that's not cotton, not synthetic, or that is 100% synthetic, is going to be really nice in the cold mornings. A fresh pair of socks, synthetic or merino wool, something like that. Costco has a really good deal on synthetic or on wool socks right now, a 3-pack. And then, of course, a pair of leather gloves. The best value on gloves is at Costco. You get a 3-pack of Wells and Lamont gloves. These are the ones you always see me using in the videos, and they last good and they're comfortable. They're excellent gloves for the money, but I think you get 3 pair for less than $15. It's an amazing deal for leather gloves. If you go to a hardware store for a glove of this quality, you're going to pay that for 1 pair. And then some sort of a subdued or dark colored rain hat. We live in an area where it rains a lot, so this is something that's nice. I don't like hoods because it messes up my peripheral vision. I can't hear very well in them, so I always ditch the hood, and I much prefer a rain hat like that. So whatever it is that you choose for your clothing kit, you don't have to buy stuff that's just expensive because you're going to put this in here. You don't want to be getting into it and using it, taking it out of there. So you could go to the thrift store and pick up all these things for probably $50, $60 and have a really nice kit. But just remember, keep subdued and synthetics, and you should be just fine. A side note. When you're packing clothing, when you're trying to maximize space in your pack, the most efficient way to pack with clothing, whether you're traveling on an airplane or putting it in your 72-hour kit, is to roll it. It takes up the least amount of space. So roll everything, and you'll get more clothing in a smaller space than any other way.